So next chapter is breathing and exchange of gases. Human trachea is supported by incomplete cartilaginous rings. It is the trachea covered by incomplete cartilaginous ring. It is completed on the ventral surface, incomplete on the dorsal surface. So answer is incomplete bony rings. Incomplete cartilaginous ring. So you should read completely. So here also I put incomplete. So incomplete bony ring or incomplete cartilaginous ring? Answer is incomplete cartilaginous rings. So these rings are complete on the ventral surface, incomplete on the dorsal surface. So answer is incomplete cartilaginous rings. So next question is the structure which does not contribute to the breathing movement in human. So in breathing movement, not larynx not involved. Diaphragms, ribs and intercostal muscles are involved, not larynx. So larynx is supported by 9 cartilaginous plates. The circular cartilage, for example, it is the larynx. The basal part of larynx covered by a ring-like cartilage, that is cricoid. Largest cartilage present on the ventral surface, thyroid. Another cartilage connected to thyroid, epiglottis. Thyroid is the largest cartilage. The ventral protuberance, ventral prominence is known as Adam's apple. It is the Adam's apple. Adam's apple is 90 degrees in men and 120 degrees in women. So by visualizing the neck also we can identify male or female. So it is 90 degrees in men, 120 degrees in women. So Adam's apple. What is Adam's apple? So ventral protuberance or ventral prominence of thyroid is known as Adam's apple. So one is cricoid. For example, duster is the larynx. At the base of larynx, a ring-like cartilage is present, that is cricoid. Next one, thyroid, ventral surface. Continuation of thyroid, epiglottis. On the dorsal surface, major portion of dorsal part is covered by 2 erythroids. Two erythroids. Anterior part of each erythroid connected by cartilage of Santorini. So dorsolaterals covered by another cartilage that is known as cuneiform. Total 9 cartilaginous plates. So at the base, cricoid, ventral surface, thyroid, anterior to thyroid, epiglottis. Cricoid, thyroid, epiglottis are unpaired. And paired cartilage, a pair of erythroids. Erythroids protect the major dorsal part and dorsolateral protected by cuneiform. So 2 cuneiform, 2 erythroid, 4. Anterior part of erythroid, carbiculate. A small cartilage attaches to erythroid known as carbiculate. Carbiculate also known as cartilage of Santorini. So next one is between the thyroid and erythroid, 2 vocal cords are present, true vocal cords. Whenever the air expelled from the lungs, air coming from the lungs touches the vocal cords, the vocal cords vibrate and produce the sound. So men have low pitch voice. Low pitch voice means high intensity. So men voice spread short distance only. High intensity. So travel short distance. Women and children have high intensity. So high pitch voice. Low pitch voice in men, high intensity. That's why travel to short distance. In women and children, that is high pitch voice. High pitch voice means low intensity. If the voice is low intensity, spread to long distance. Next one is, in the tissues, the favorable condition for the dissociation of O2 from the oxyhemoglobin. We all know oxyhemoglobin curves. We plotted partial pressure on x-axis, hemoglobin saturation y-axis, and it is a sigmoid curve. Oxygen dissociation curves are sigmoid. It is left side and it is right side. You all know hemoglobin saturation. Hemoglobin saturation y-axis, partial pressure. O2 partial pressure on x-axis. So here point is favorable condition. Dissociation means oxygen separated from the hemoglobin, means curve shifted to right side. In tissues, oxygen separated from the hemoglobin under, you should remember, high partial pressure of carbon dioxide, high temperature, low pH, low partial pressure of oxygen, low pH, or you may write high hydrogen ion concentration. Hydrogen ion concentration increases means low pH. Hydrogen ion concentration decreases means high pH. These conditions compulsory. So under these conditions seen in tissues, at the time oxygen separated from the hemoglobin, high partial pressure of carbon dioxide, high temperature, low partial pressure, low pH, and low partial pressure of oxygen. So in the tissues, the favorable condition for the dissociation of O2 from the hemoglobin is low partial pressure of oxygen, high partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and high hydrogen ion concentration. High hydrogen means low pH. So that is correct. High PO2 wrong. Low partial pressure of oxygen correct. Low carbon dioxide wrong. High partial wrong. So answer is second. These are the conditions. High partial pressure of carbon dioxide, high temperature, low pH, low partial pressure of oxygen. Under these conditions, oxygen separated from the hemoglobin, means curve shifted to right side. Sometimes they may ask, in the tissues, the favorable condition for shifting the oxygen dissociation curve to right side. The right side means separated, oxygen separated from the hemoglobin. Sometimes the paper setter may ask, condition for the oxygen dissociation curve shifted to left side. Shifted to left side means oxygen bind to hemoglobin. So shifted to left side is high pH, high partial pressure of oxygen, low partial pressure of carbon dioxide, low temperature. Under these conditions, curve shifted to left side. Curve shifted to left side means oxygen bind to hemoglobin in lungs. Next one, match the following, column 1, column 2. Sponges. In sponges, simple diffusion. Earthworm also then, okay. Earthworm also diffusion through skin. That's why earthworm moist skin. Sponges, A3. Next one, B, earthworm, moist skin. So next one, insects. Insects contain trachea. C4. So third option. Next one, D, aquatic arthropods. Aquatic arthropod, gills are the respiratory organ. Mollusca, aquatic arthropod, mollusca fishes, gills are the reptiles, lungs. So option is third one, correct option. Next one, match the following and select the correct set. Inspiratory capacity. What is inspiratory capacity? Maximum amount of air inhale after expiration, that is TV plus IRV. TV plus IRV, inspiratory capacity A3. Next one, expiratory capacity. So TV plus ERV, TV plus ERV B1. Next one, vital capacity. Vital capacity is TV plus ERV plus IRV. Vital capacity ERV plus TV plus IRV, vital capacity. Total lung capacity VC plus RV, residual volume. So fourth option. Match column 1 with column 2. Calciferol, calciferol, anti-rickets vitamin, anti-rickets A4, A4. Tocopherol, tocopherol is anti-sterility vitamin A4, B2. So correct. Retinol, anti-geraphthalmic. So C is 1, anti-geraphthalmic. Prevent geraphthalmics. D, phylloquinone. So that is anti-hemorrhagic vitamin. Tocopherol, retinol, calciferol, phylloquinone. So answer is B. A4, B2, C, retinol 1. So in this manner, so it is better to prepare vitamins also. Conduction part of human respiratory system helps in conduction part, transport of atmospheric air to alveoli, clear it from foreign particle. Transport of atmospheric air to alveoli function, clear it from foreign particle functional, humidities and also bring air to body temperature, correct all the three. Conducting part. Conducting part from external nostrils up to terminal bronchiole is known as conducting part. Respiratory bronchiole, alveoli known as respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct, alveoli known as respiratory part. Respiratory part involved in gases exchange. So conducting part perform all the three functions. During swallowing, glottis can be covered by a thin elastic cartilage flap, so called epiglottis. To prevent the entry of food into larynx, trachea is a straight tube extending up to bronchi. So epiglottis up to, so cavity also may extend up to dash cavity, extend up to thoracic cavity. So that is epiglottis, mid thoracic cavity, divided at the level of fifth, up to extended up to mid thoracic cavity, which divided at the level of fifth thoracic vertebra into right and left bronchi. So epiglottis, mid thoracic cavity and C bronchi. So you already know thoracic means thoracic, in the thoracic region 12 vertebrae are present, fifth nearly middle part. So trachea extend up to fifth thoracic vertebra and it bifurcated into two primary bronchi. So answer is second. So next question. And dash in the pulmonary volume. So, and dash in the pulmonary volume, dash the intrapulmonary pressure to less than the atmospheric pressure, which forces the air from dash to move into lungs. Means in the pulmonary volume decrease, and decrease in the pulmonary volume, decrease in the pulmonary, increase the intrapulmonary pressure, decrease in the pulmonary volume, decrease in the pulmonary volume, increase the intrapulmonary pressure. So decrease in the pulmonary volume, and increase in the pulmonary. So decrease in the pulmonary volume, increase the intrapulmonary pressure to less than the atmospheric pressure, which force the air from atmosphere. So increase air from inside to move into the inside. So outside expression wrong. Once again, and dash in the pulmonary volume. So decrease in the, if pulmonary volume decreases, at the time inspiration occur. So and decrease in the pulmonary volume. B is increase the intrapulmonary pressure. Volume decreases, pressure increases. So decrease in the pulmonary volume, increase the intrapulmonary pressure to less than the atmospheric pressure. So when we perform inspiration in the lungs, pressure is less than 760 mmHg, then only inspiration occur. In the lungs, the pressure is more than 760 mmHg, expiration occur. So answer is decrease. As a result, pulmonary pressure increase. So decrease, increase. So later inside, the air move inside into the lungs, that is inspiration. So that is inspiration. During inspiration, intrapulmonary pressure decreases. As a result, pulmonary volume decreases. Once again, during inspiration, intrapulmonary volume decreases, pressure in the lungs decreases, intrapulmonary pressure increases. As a result, air enter into the body, so enter into the respiratory route, and fire. So it is known as inspiration. So answer is C. During forced expiration, actively contracting muscles include forceful expiration, intercostal muscles and abdominal muscles involved in forceful expiration. During normal expiration, diaphragm muscles and external intercostal muscles relaxed during normal expiration. That's why normal expiration is a passive process, normal inspiration is a active process. For example, we discuss the mechanism. So it is the diaphragm, thoracic cavity. So dorsal part of the thoracic cavity lined by vertebral column, ventral sternum, sides ribs, anterior neck muscle, posterior diaphragm. Dorsal part of the thoracic cavity protected by vertebral column, ventral sternum, sides ribs, posterior part diaphragm, anterior part neck muscles. Between every two ribs, two muscles are present. One is external intercostal muscle and another internal intercostal muscle, and it is the diaphragm. Diaphragm contains muscles. During inspiration, the diaphragm muscles contract. So due to contraction, it is before contraction. So it is the dome-shaped diaphragm. Due to contraction of diaphragm muscles, the diaphragm becomes flattened. As a result, thoracic cavity increases anterior-posteriorly. Diaphragm becomes flattened. Thoracic cavity increases anterior-posteriorly. Now the external intercostal muscles. External intercostal muscles. Broad part contract over the narrow part. It creates pressure on sternum. So sternum moves downwards. Whenever the sternum moves downwards, thoracic cavity increases dorsoventrally. Due to contraction of external intercostal muscles, thoracic cavity increases dorsoventrally. Due to contraction of diaphragm muscles, thoracic cavity increases anterior-posteriorly. So thoracic cavity increases. So volume, air pressure decreases, environmental air enters. That means external intercostal muscles and diaphragm muscles undergo contraction during inspiration. So for muscle contraction, muscles need energy. So it is a active process. So what about forceful? During forceful expiration, internal intercostal muscles contract and abdominal muscles contract. So during expiration, what happens? External intercostal muscles relax. Narrow part contract over the broad part. Sternum attains normal position. Thoracic cavity decreases and dorsoventrally. The diaphragm muscles relaxed. As a result, flattened diaphragm become dome shaped. As a result, thoracic cavity decreases anterior-posteriorly. So expiration is a passive process. Muscles undergo contraction. So next one is, at the time of expiration, diaphragm becomes expiration. At the time of expiration, diaphragm become dome shaped. At the time of inspiration, diaphragm become flattened. Match the column 1, larynx, voice box, A3, trachea, windpipe, B4. Next one, alveoli. So air sacs, alveoli are air sacs. Larynx, voice box, trachea, windpipe, alveoli, air sacs. Next one, epiglottis. So epiglottis closes the glottis, so that's why as a lid of larynx. So first option. So what about this option? 3. So 5 given. B trachea, common passage. So wrong. So answer is first one. So larynx, voice box, trachea, also known as windpipe, alveoli, air sacs, epiglottis, lid of larynx. Inhalation and exhalation of air is called breathing. Intake of air, inhalation, and removal of air, exhalation, that is known as breathing. If the thoracic wall but not the lungs are punctured, if thoracic wall what happens? The man dies as the lungs gets collapsed. So that is not, if it is not rectified collapse, the lungs get inflated. So the lungs inflated, the breathing rate decreases wrong, breathing rate increases wrong. So if the thoracic wall but not the lungs are punctured, thoracic cavity punctured, so what happens? The patient unable to increase or decrease, finally dies. The man dies as the lungs get collapsed, not immediately, sometimes. So it is better, first option, lungs get inflated. So later it leads to death also. So first is more appropriate when compared to second. Next question. Adam's apple represents, we already discussed, ventral prominence. Ventral prominence of thyroid is known as Adam's apple. It is a secondary sexual character. It is a secondary sexual character. Thyroid cartilage of larynx. You already know Adam's apple, in men 90 degrees, in women 120 degrees. Which is the correct sequence of the air passage in man? External nostrils, nasal cavity, nasopharynx. So nasal cavity, pharynx. From pharynx, larynx. So here trachea mentioned early than larynx, wrong. Nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, branchiole, alveoli, correct. Nasal cavity, larynx, pharynx mentioned wrong. Nasal cavity, larynx, so only this option. External nostril, nasal chamber. Nasal chamber, nasopharynx. Later oropharynx, laryngopharynx. So larynx, trachea. So that's why second option. The shape of the oxymyoglobin dissociation curve is oxymyoglobin. So what is oxymyoglobin? So that is myoglobin is the hemoglobin. Myoglobin is the hemoglobin present in the muscle. So that is sigmoid. Which is correct about nasopharynx? Internal nostrils open into nasopharynx. Wrong. Nasal cavity. It is the common passage for both air and food. Wrong. It opens through gullet of the larynx region into the trachea. So internal nostrils open into nasopharynx when compared to other. So external nostrils open into nasal cavity. Nasal cavity opens into nasopharynx through internal nostrils. So only first one correct. External nostrils open into nasal cavity. The two nasal cavity opens into nasopharynx through internal nostrils. During inspiration, contraction of diaphragm increase the volume of thoracic cavity. Dorsoventral plane, wrong. Contraction of external intercostal muscle lift up ribs and the sternum, causing an increase in the thoracic volume in the dorsoventral axis, correct. Contraction of muscles of diaphragm decrease volume of thoracic cage, wrong. Increase. Contraction of internal intercostal muscles increase volume of thoracic cage, wrong. So that means the second one is correct. Due to contraction of external intercostal muscles, thoracic cavity increases dorsoventrally. Due to contraction of diaphragm muscles, thoracic cavity increases anterior-posteriorly. Next question is, arrange the following steps in order of their happening. Breathing or pulmonary ventilation, by which atmosphere air is drawn in and CO2 rich alveolar air is released out. So that is the breathing. Diffusion of gases across alveolar membrane. So next step, transport of gases. Third, diffusion of O2 and CO2 between blood and tissues. So answer is fourth one. Arrange the following steps in order of their happening. First one, breathing, also known as ventilation. Environmental air enter into lungs, air from lungs goes out. Now air present in the alveoli due to breathing. Later exchange of gases between alveoli and pulmonary capillaries. Pulmonary gases exchange. So after pulmonary gases exchange, the transport of gases from alveoli to various organs. Next one is systemic gases exchange. Exchange of gases between systemic capillaries and tissues. Fifth one is cellular respiration. So it is the same sequence, A, B, C, D. So 5 steps in respiration: breathing, pulmonary gases exchange, transport of gases, systemic gases exchange, cellular respiration. If a man from sea coast goes to Everest peak, means high altitude. You already know, in troposphere with increasing height, temperature and pressure decreases. So partial pressure of oxygen also decreases. So as a result, what happens? His breathing and heartbeat will increase, correct. Breathing rate increase, heartbeat increase. His breathing and heartbeat will decrease, wrong. So his respiratory rate will decrease, wrong. His heartbeat will decrease, wrong. What happened? They suffer from altitude sickness. To overcome, number of RBC increases, breathing rate decreases, breathing rate decreases, breathing rate. So what happened? High altitude. At the time, suffering from altitude sickness, fatigue, heart palpitation. So to overcome this, number of RBC increases, breathing rate increases, breathing rate increases, but binding capacity of oxygen with hemoglobin decreases. So that means people living at high altitude suffering from polycythemia, more number of RBC, breathing rate increases, also heartbeat increases. So in the given option, first one. Next question, which instrument helps in clinical assessment of pulmonary function? Spirometer, sphygmomanometer to measure the blood pressure, stethoscope to know the heartbeat, electrocardiograph, that is ECG, electrical activity of heart. So spirometer. The blood leaving the lungs has all its hemoglobin oxygenated and give up oxygen to the tissue because. So oxygenated blood, partial pressure of oxygen is 95. So in tissues 40. That means partial pressure of oxygen is less. So while blood is passing from 95 mm Hg, so travel to tissues contain 40. So what happen? Always from high partial pressure to low partial pressure. So tissue can absorb O2 from oxyhemoglobin. Correct only. The blood leaving the lungs has all its hemoglobin oxygenated and gives up oxygen to the tissue because the tissue can absorb O2 from oxyhemoglobin. Correct. O2 concentration in tissue is lower and CO2 concentration higher as compared to lungs. So CO2 concentration. So what happened? So it is related to blood. O2 concentration in tissue is higher, wrong. Oxyhemoglobin undergoes reduction, wrong. So answer is the tissue can absorb O2 from oxyhemoglobin. Reason is while gases move from high partial pressure to low partial pressure, so gas diffuses. Partial pressure of oxygen in deoxygenated blood vessel is 95. Partial pressure of oxygen in tissue is 40 mm Hg. That's why first option is correct. Inspiration occurs when there is a negative pressure in the lungs with respect to atmospheric pressure. This negative pressure is achieved when intrapulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. So inspiration, intrapulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. Correct. Intrapulmonary pressure is greater than, wrong. If greater than, what happen? At the time expiration occur. Intrapulmonary equal. Intrapulmonary become more than the intraalveolar pressure. So answer is intrapulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. So at the time inspiration occur. If intrapulmonary pressure is more than the atmospheric pressure, expiration occurs. Which muscle help us to increase the strength of inspiration and expiration? Abdominal muscles, intercostal muscles, means both 2 and 3. Both 2 and 3. In the given box, value of partial pressure in mmHg are respectively respiratory gas O2, atmospheric pressure 159, alveolar 104, deoxygenated blood 40, deoxygenated blood 40. So next one is, so that is B. So tissues. So next one is respiratory, atmospheric air, alveoli, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood, tissues. So B is in deoxygenated blood 40. Similarly, tissues is 45. So one more is in the alveolar. So here A, atmospheric air is 0.3. That's why first option. Carbon dioxide in the atmospheric air 0.3. And in the deoxygenated blood vessel, partial pressure of oxygen 40. And partial pressure of carbon dioxide in tissues 45. So answer is first one. Next one, which one has the lowest value? Tidal value 500 ml, that is the lowest. Vital capacity means TV plus ERV plus IRV. Inspiratory reserve value TV plus IRV. Expiratory reserve value TV plus ERV. So expiratory reserve value, expiratory capacity means TV plus ERV. Expiratory reserve volume 1000 to 1100. So it is 2500 to 3000. Vital capacity means TV, IRV, ERV. So least tidal volume in the given option, highest volume is vital capacity. So tidal volume is the least. Different respiratory volumes of a person are given as follows. Tidal volume 500 ml, correct. Residual volume, the functional residual capacity, okay, residual volume is 11,000 to 1200, so 1000 given. Inspiratory, so that is the given option in a person, not normal values. In a person, so these values varies from various. In healthy person, fixed value. So tidal volume 500, residual volume 1000 ml given. In most of the healthy person, residual volume 1100 to 1200. Inspiratory reserve volume 2500 to 3000. This person 2500. Expiratory reserve volume 2500 ml given. Normally in a healthy person, expiratory reserve volume 1000 to 1100. So depending upon the given data, the functional residual capacity, how we get functional residual capacity? RV plus ERV. What is RV? Amount of air present in the lungs after forceful expiration, that is RV. RV is 1100 to 1200. 1100 to 1200. FRC is equal to RV plus ERV. Here ERV given 2500. 2500 plus 1100 means 1100 or 1200. So if you add 1100, 3600. So that is more appropriate is first option. Residual volume 1100 to 1200. ERV generally in healthy person 1000 to 1100. So answer is first one. Next question. Bohr's curve shift to right side at curve shifted to right side means oxygen separated from the hemoglobin. So at the time high partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So high partial not correct, low temperature. So answer is at high partial pressure of carbon dioxide. When these two applicable? If the curve shifted to left side, at the time these two applicable. So increase of partial pressure of oxygen, low temperature, decrease of partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So that applicable to curve shifted to left side. So here first option. Which of the following would have the same O2 content? Blood enter the lungs. Blood enter the lungs means oxygenated 95 mmHg. Blood leave the lungs Blood enter the lungs. How it enters in the lungs? Pulmonary capillaries or pulmonary artery. Pulmonary capillaries, pulmonary artery 40 mm Hg. Blood leave the lungs oxygenated 95. Not correct. Blood enter the right side of heart. Blood leave the right side of the heart. Blood enter into the right side of the heart. That is deoxygenated blood. Blood leave the right side of the heart. Enter. Blood enter and blood leave. Blood leave means from the right atrium. Blood enter into pulmonary arch. From the pulmonary arch, pulmonary artery. So blood enter into right atrium. That pressure is partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mm Hg. So blood leave the right atrium also partial pressure 40 mm Hg. So when the atria, so from the what happened from the right, when the atria contract, from right atrium blood enter into right ventricle. When the ventricle contract, from right ventricle blood enter into pulmonary arch. So the deoxygenated blood. So blood enter into right atrium, blood leave from the right atrium, contain same partial pressure, that is 40 mm Hg. So answer is 2 correct only. Now check third one. Blood enter into the right side of the heart, blood leave the left side of the heart. Blood enter into right side of the heart, deoxygenated blood. So partial pressure of oxygen in deoxygenated blood is 40 mm Hg. Blood leave from the left side of the heart, oxygenated blood. Partial pressure is 95 mm Hg. So that is not correct. Fourth one, blood enter the tissue capillaries. Blood enter into the tissue capillaries. So that is 95 mm Hg. Blood leave the tissue capillaries. So enter into the tissue capillaries. From the tissue capillaries, so tissue, systemic capillaries. Systemic capillaries into the tissue. So that is 95. Blood leave from the tissues. Blood leaving the tissue capillary. Blood leave the tissue capillaries means here clarity. From the tissue capillaries into the vein at the time 40 mm Hg. Or leave the tissue capillaries. Blood enter the tissue capillaries. Blood leave the tissue capillaries. Leave the tissue capillaries means deoxygenated blood. So answer is second one. Answer is second one. So you should understand with the help of diagram. Blood enter into right side of the atrium, deoxygenated blood, contain partial pressure 40 mm Hg. Blood leave the right atrium. So from right atrium, right ventricle, from right ventricle arch. So leave also deoxygenated blood. It also contain 40 mm Hg. The common passage for food and air is, so that is pharynx. Pharynx common passage. Oropharynx and laryngopharynx. Pharynx. The respiratory or exchange part of the respiratory system. Exchange part. Alveoli and their ducts. Answer correctly. Respiratory bronchiole, alveolar bronchiole and alveoli. So in the given option, alveoli and their ducts. Similarly, conducting part from external nostrils to terminal bronchiole, conducting part. It is also known as dead space. The air present in the conducting part not useful for gases exchange. That's why the air present in the conducting part also known as dead space. What type of arrangement is essential for breathing, as we cannot directly alter the pulmonary volume? Any change in the volume of thoracic cavity will be reflected in the lung capacity. Correct. If there is no change in the volume of the thoracic cavity, that help in breathing. If there is no change in the volume of thoracic cavity, how breathing? If thoracic volume increase, inspiration occur. If thoracic volume decrease, expiration. No change, that never help in breathing. A change in the lung cavity reflect on the change in the volume of thoracic cavity. A change in the lung cavity never reflect on the volume. Essential for breathing, as we cannot directly alter the pulmonary volume. Breathing does not require any change in the lung cavity, wrong. So any change in the, so correct is any change in the volume of the thoracic cavity will be reflected in the lung cavity. How many of the following are true regarding mechanism of breathing? The movement of air into and out of the lung is carried out by creating a pressure gradient between the lungs and atmosphere. So correct. Next one, inspiration can occur if the pressure within the lung is more than the atmosphere, wrong. So it is wrong. Expiration take place when the intrapulmonary pressure is higher than the atmosphere, correct. Contraction of muscles of diaphragm and external intercostal muscles help in inspiration. Contraction of muscles of diaphragm, it is also correct. 1, 3, 4. That means how many are true? 3 statements are true. So second statement, what happened? During the second statement, the expiration occur, not inspiration. The deficiency of which vitamin cause pernicious anemia? Cyanocobalamin or B12? The simultaneous deficiency of protein and calories cause. So it is related to digestion and absorption, marasmus. So both protein and calories, that is marasmus. Extensive edema and swelling of body parts are seen in marasmus. So it is also symptom. Sprue is caused by the deficiency of folic acid. Sprue is caused by the deficiency of folocin, folic acid.